Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another interesting edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and achievements of the Corporate Affairs Commission. My name is Rashid Mahi. Coming up, RGCAC unveils plan for 2025. CAC beeps up call center with 20 licenses. NAS teams up with CAC to ensure entity compliance with Disability Act. We will be right back.
Are you a POS operator in Nigeria? Then listen to this announcement.
Registration with Corporate Affairs Commission is mandatory to all sole agent, super agent.
That is why the CAC took steps to make it easy for you. It is now as simple as ABC, with a process designed by the CAC to work seamlessly without taking so much of your time.
These are hard-working CAC staff dedicated to entertain applications from the fintechs through the various APIs granted to them from their respective platform for ease of doing business in Nigeria.
And you can be happy too by trying this simple to use platform. There is, however, a penalty for failure to comply. Banks are mandated to freeze your accounts for operating illegal businesses in Nigeria. There's also a deadline of just 2 months to regularize your POS business. Register now and ensure your business is safe. Visit the CAC website at www.cac.gov.ng. CAC, committed to prompt and efficient service.
Welcome back. And we begin with the cheering news for customers and the general public. In a bid to improve customer experience, the Corporate Affairs Commission has added 20 licenses to its call center. The move, which is targeted at ensuring that the CAC operates at par with its global peers, was unveiled in Abuja by the Registrar General Hussein Ishaq Magaji, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, fellow Chartered Institute of Secretaries and Administrators. During an inspection visit to the new-look CAC call center, Ishaq Magaji said that the measure will also ensure timely handling of the increasing volume of calls, as well as providing resolution to customer challenges in record time. He maintained that the newly acquired licenses were fully deployed and functional to entertain a wide audience in line with global best practices. He added that adequately trained staff were mobilized to professionally handle customer complaints and inquiries. The CAC boss therefore enjoined customers and the public to maximally utilize the call center number 07080629000 to have a better customer experience. It will be recalled that on the 16th of October 2024 in Jos, Plateau State, the CAC held its 2024 management retreat with the theme Repositioning the Corporate Affairs Commission for Enhanced Service Delivery. During the retreat, Magaji stressed the Commission's readiness to reinvent and recreate itself to meet the present and future customer needs to ensure a customer-centric organization. We say well done to the hard-working CAC team. And now moving on to collaboration. The Corporate Affairs Commission has pledged to collaborate with the National Assembly to ensure compliance with provisions of the Disability Act 2018 as it affects registered entities in Nigeria. The Registrar General Hussein Ishaq Magaji stated this when he received Honorable Bashiru Daudu, Chairman House Committee on Disability of the Federal House of Representatives, on a courtesy call to his office. Hussein Magaji, who described the visit as timely, said the Commission, as the custodian of all registered entities, was ready to explore provisions of the Act to engender compliance among companies. For its part, the CAC, despite a paucity of funds, had ensured a fair representation of people with disabilities in its workforce, and its facilities are in compliance with provisions of the Act, Magaji added. He therefore stressed that the CAC was ready to support their mission and revealed that it was already experiencing an upsurge in requests for registration of organizations with a focus on people with disabilities. Earlier, the Chairman House Committee on Disability of the Federal House of Representatives, Honorable Bashiru Daudu, solicited the Commission's support towards enforcing compliance with Section 167 of the Act by companies, particularly builders. He used the forum to applaud the CAC for demonstrating compliance with provisions of the Disability Act and urged it to sustain the tempo. And now on to capacity building. As the Corporate Affairs Commission has concluded training of its staff and quality management systems QMS implementation held at the Standard Organization of Nigeria SON Training School Ikeja, Lagos from 28th to 30th January 2025, it had as participants 15 staff selected from the head office and state offices nationwide that were adequately trained as QMS auditors. The initiative is in line with the Registrar General's 4-point agenda as it aims to strengthen QMS ISO 9001:2015 standard and ensure its sustenance. The training also aims to ensure succession planning as the existing auditors took higher responsibilities in view of promotions while some have exited the service. CAC Weekly reports that the Commission is the first government agency to adopt the standard since 2008. Now let's take a look at reports from some state offices. In a bid to realize the 4-point agenda of the Registrar General, CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Hussaini Ishaq Magaji, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, fellow Chartered Institute of Secretaries and Administrators. On Tuesday, 28th January 2025, the CAC Bauchi office visited Mudalawal Market of Dan'iya Ward, Bauchi local government area, to sensitize traders on the need to formalize their businesses. And from Oshun comes a report that the Oshun State Office of the Commission paid a similar visit to the Redeemers University, Ede. It will be recalled that several Nigerian universities, like the University of Abuja, have made it mandatory for their students to register a business with the CAC before graduation. And now on to the big one. As we cross over to our interview segment, where the Registrar General CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Hussaini Ishaq Magaji, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, talks to us about focus for the year 2025, which includes capacity building for staff, compliance, authentication, and many more. Sit back, relax, and enjoy watching.
Hussaini Ishaq Magaji, sir, Registrar General, Corporate Affairs Commission, many thanks for joining us at the beginning of the year, and happy 2025.
Good morning, Madina, once more. Yeah, welcome.
All right. 2024 has been a challenging year for Nigerians, for organizations, for everybody. How did the Commission navigate the challenges of 2024?
Okay, Madina, thank you once more. Let me start by expressing my gratitude to Almighty Allah and also express my gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GSFR for giving us the opportunity to contribute our own quota, and we will continue from where we stopped last year, 2024. 2024 was a challenging and it is a full of event, and on our part, CAC, we have done well, and it is all over. We have reported what we have able to achieve within the year. Certainly, when we started, we have developed our 4-point agenda, and that 4-point agenda is developed from the Mr. President 8-point agendas. And in all the four agendas we enrolled, we are able to do massively well. And we can say it, so far so good. And here we are in the 2025 to continue where we stop.
All right. So before we move to your focus for 2025, what was the biggest challenge for you in 2024 as a commission?
In 2024, I can tell you that's exactly the year I marked my first year in the office. And I met existing structure that I felt is inadequate to allow me to fulfill my own promises to the public. In terms of the company registration portal, let me start with that one. As you all are aware that CAC activities now is end-to-end online. So when I made the corporate registration portal, in such a way built to provide services in terms of pre-registration and post-registration activities. Unfortunately, in the post-registration activities, we had a challenge in the design of the company registration portal. It was captured only 1/3 of the activities. So I had to ensure that
we come up with something that can adequately respond to the customer needs, which are about 101 products contained in the Company and Allied Matters Act. These are part of the challenges that we are able to, navigate our own way to come up with a solution. We also ensure that we mobilize a lot of informal businesses into the formal sector of the economy, like the famous drive we did in bringing the fintech industry, known as POS operators for registration, where we are able to register thousands of businesses, and which give, by application, give the government opportunity to have more revenue.
Okay, all right. So let's move to 2025, sorry. 2025 started as an eventful year for the Commission. First, you just concluded the capacity training of staff as far as compliance is concerned. Talk us through what that training achieved as far as you are concerned.
Oh, certainly, the training is centered on enforcement. We build the capacity of our staff to carry out some certain tasks enshrined in the Company and Allied Matters Act. You are aware that CAC had offices across the Federation, 37 to 38 in number. So these offices now, you used to be receiving manual application, doing the registration, manual registration now. That we don't have, we no longer have that provision, that manual activities in the Corporate Affairs Commission. So we have course to combat the nature of their operations, the enforcement of compliance. And that enforcement of compliance is envisaged and captured in the Company and Allied Matters Act. That's what we know. After spending almost a year doing sensitization and advocacy to the public in the medium, telling them this is what the requirement of the law says in doing this. This is what the requirements say in doing that. And the law says that CAC now, being the organization or the agency, saddled with the responsibility, of administering the act. So we have taken further to train our staff how to checkmate and ensure compliance with the provisions of law. That is the reason why we gathered all our staff that are in all the states of the Federation here in Abuja to come together. We understand, digest the provisions of the law, tell them what are the duties, what are the obligations, what are the obligations of any registered entity in terms of the keeping of the statute books in the organizations, what their obligations entitled in terms of updating their records and filing the necessary information as at when used.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's go to your other plans for the year 2025. I know this is just one of the many that you have.
No, actually, our main focus this year is to protect businesses in the country. Okay. How?
Yes, that's the big question.
Yes, how? Yes, that is why my strategic vision to the Commission is to ensure that we have open, transparent, and innovative registry. What am I doing? What kind of innovation am I bringing into the system? This is part of what we are doing.
The capacity.
Yes, this is what we are trying to do to protect the businesses. First, I have initiated something that I'm trying to make it, is what are the issues I'm going to deploy. Issue of what we call proof. Proof that is like to protect unauthorized changes of record in the system. It is online. Anyone can go to any site, can access our internet and make changes to any company. So we say no. We have to introduce something that will protect unauthorized filings by, sending authentication link to the owners of the company. Anytime you make attempt to make any changes online, authentication link by way of OTP will be forwarded to the existing structure of the company to know that this is what is going on in their company. Okay. By doing that, it's like we are protecting the entities. This is an innovation. And we are doing it to protect the businesses in the country.
Okay.
And secondly, too, even the agents that we register to carry out some tax or to do transaction with us, we ensure that we will do something for them to update their record so that we know who are the beneficial owner of those registered accredited agents' accounts. So anything that agent wants, he must have authentication code. Before you do any transaction with us, you must generate authentication code, and you will proceed with that authentication code. These are the innovation that we are bringing to protect these businesses.
Okay.
And part of the focus, apart from protection of businesses, the next thing is to ensure compliance where it is appropriate. When you submit a document to us that you register your business in so location as your registered office, it means when we go out for inspection, we must see you operating in that position.
Not outside that position.
Not outside that position. If you have cause to move from that particular place to another place, the law says you must file changes. Did you file that changes? If you have not filed that changes, we will penalize you on that. That is enforcement of compliance. Have you changed directors of your company or officers of the company? File the changes as at when due. All these are enforcement of compliance. It is one of our focus to make our register looks credible in the whole world. Thereby, investors will feel free to relate and bring their investment to the country. The realization of Mr. President's $1 trillion economy.
Okay. Regis General, protecting businesses in Nigeria is a huge challenge. The biggest is steady and reliable electricity.
Yes.
And that is what all of us are missing right now. How are you going to cope with that?
Electricity will be a challenge. What we are trying to do now is to ensure we...
No, you can have a credible registry. You can have a very innovative registry. You can have a very open registry. But the businesses themselves are even struggling to survive. So how do you protect something that is struggling to survive?
Of course, the country is witnessing a lot of changes as a result of the economic measures to address the issues that we have. This administration has inherited. But what we're trying to do on our own part is to discharge our responsibility. How do we discharge our responsibility now? Is to make things easy for any person that's doing business in Nigeria. Ensure that you have access to our services anywhere you are in Nigeria. Not to bother you to come to the capital of your local government or even a state level to do transaction with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Anywhere where there is a presence of SIM cards or internet, you can do some of the certain activities of the Corporate Affairs Commission. In fact, that's the reason why I have doing everything possible this year to ensure that we eliminate issue of discretion in terms of approvals at the Corporate Affairs Commission. What am I mean? Meaning that any request you make to the Corporate Affairs Commission, back end now from the Corporate Affairs Commission end, a human being has to vet what you have provided and give you approval. So what we did now is we have developed, about to deploy, the AI-driven or machine-driven corporate registration portal.
That's the artificial intelligence.
Of course, we have already, developed a different company registration portal. It's about to deploy. We are just, building the capacity of our staff to ensure there is no redundancy after the deployment of that. What we did there is to ensure that we eliminate issue of discretion. When someone made a request, individual would vet, see there is a duplication. If he is moved to give you approval, he will approve. If he is not moved to give you approval, he will disapprove. This one, no human being interference. It's the machine that will do it. And with that, we can able to achieve registration with Corporate Affairs Commission with less than 30 minutes.
Impressive.
Yes, because we have integration with NIPS. All your data here as a director or as a sole proprietor in your business, once you submit your TIN number, in fact, you will start the process start at availability search. When you make availability, it's like creating an email. When you are creating email, the email will suggest you the name would go. So also how we develop our new corporate registration portal. It is yourself, when you suggest the name, the system will tell you, this name, you cannot get it. It has a duplication. It has whatever. It's a classified name. It's whatever. But the system will suggest and give you a name to pick from. Once you pick that, it will take you to the next page. The next page is a registration aspect. Once you put your TIN, automatically your data will be uploaded from the NIMC data to the CAC data. Will register you and send you your certificate through your email. In less than 30 minutes, we have the system on ground now, ready to be deployed. We are just building the capacity of our staff to avoid redundancy.
Register General, we wish you a very productive 2025. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for your time as always.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
We say thumbs up to the RSG and we wish him the very best of luck as he continues to make the CAC operate at par with its global peers. Now take a look at this message on the importance of the PSC filing straight from the Registrar General's desk.
Did you know that it is now mandatory by law for companies to declare all persons with significant control of ownership of company to the Corporate Affairs Commission CAC? Listen to the Registrar General of the CAC.
By the extant regulation in Nigeria, the identity of the person behind any company must be disclosed.
By virtue of Section 119 and 791 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020 and the Person with Significant Control Regulations of 2022, the law aims to enhance transparency in corporate ownership across Nigeria.
Any person or any individual with ultimate power or with 5% interest holding must disclose his identity.
Under this law, any company that fails to disclose the beneficial owner of its company or the ultimate person in the company who has influence either directly or indirectly, or the person with 5% shareholding and above or voting rights may face serious consequences.
The law required that any person who assumed that position must disclose that position to that company within 7 days. And the company must communicate same and file same to the Corporate Affairs Commission within 30 days.
The identity of the beneficial owner must be a name of a natural person. Failure to comply attracts daily penalties imposed by law.
If it is a natural person, it attracts 5,000 daily from the date of breach. But if it is a unnatural person, it requires 10,000 from the day of the breach to the day of compliance, and it also attracts administrative penalties by the Corporate Affairs Commission.
The CAC reserves the right to refuse to receive any filings from any non-compliant company or even to list the company from its register. For more details, check the Person with Significant Control website at bor.cac.gov.ng or visit the Corporate Affairs Commission's official website at www.cac.gov.ng. CAC, committed to prompt and efficient service.
What an excellent delivery there by the Registrar General. And now, do you know that by the provisions of Section 421, subsection 1 of CAMA 2020, the annual return of a company limited by shares or guarantee or unlimited shall be completed, signed and delivered to the Corporate Affairs Commission not later than 42 days after the annual general meeting for the year. So have you updated your records with the CAC? Well done if you have. And if you have yet to do that, please hurry now to www.cac.gov.ng to file your return to avoid being struck off. The CAC remains committed to working hard to provide prompt and efficient service to customers in line with global best practices. And this is where we draw the curtain for this week's edition of the program. And we do hope you enjoyed watching. For comments and inquiries, please take advantage of our social media handles and helpline. On Instagram, the address is Corporate Affairs Commission. On Facebook is Corporate Affairs Commission. And on X, formerly Twitter, The address is at CAC Nigeria 1. The email service is cservice@cac.gov.ng. Website address is www.cac.gov.ng. Call center number is 070-8062-9000. Do join us sometime next week for another interesting edition of the program. Same time, same station. From me, it's bye for now.